Okay, so the hour is upon us to call the village board meeting, August 10th, 2026, 6 p.m. To order. And I need a roll call of members present from the clerk.
Washburn.
Here.
Karas.
Here.
Ventrini.
Here.
Bhatia.
Here.
Pollock.
Here.
DeGroot.
He's here. Next item on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. Please join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is public comment. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments on any matter. Please listen for the president to recognize you. State your name and address for the public record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. We have David Finch signed up regarding event space, nuisance property. Dave, if you'd like to join us up there at the podium. Make sure the green light is on the microphone. Name and address for the record.
No, green light. I don't see a green light, but my name and address is Dave Finch. Address is 133 South Emerson Road. Captured good? All right. I wanted to talk to you guys tonight. This is very timely that this happened. I don't know how much of the village board heard about this already, but on Saturday night, it was a large, extremely large disturbance on Emerson Road. The entire road was shut down for probably more than an hour or so. And I'll give you a little bit of background of how that happened. There is a barn that was put in off Emerson Road, 39 South Emerson Road. The longer story is we had actually looked to build there, but weren't allowed to build there because it would have to share a driveway. Well, I think that got slipped through. A very large house with foot back there. That's not a residence. It is an event space. It is set up to host events. It's set up to host 20-something people. Over the last 2 years, it's been listed on Airbnb, on VRBO, every single weekend. Usually it's a Friday, Saturday type occupancy. There's typically bachelor parties there. It's usually loud music playing a lot. We've made calls to the police non-emergency number and several times, and so have the other neighbors over here. It's been bad, but it's never escalated to this degree. On Saturday, there was a published party, and there were well over 300 people who showed up. The entire Emerson Road from both sides of it, over a mile away, was packed. I know that it was at least over 30 squad cars that attended. I have a couple other neighbors. My wife Janice and I spent the day yesterday walking up and down Emerson Road, just making sure that everybody was in agreement that no one supported this. Did a little bit of research. It's owned by an out-of-state folks who established an in-state LLC. It's owned by 39 South Emerson LLC. The owners live in North Barrington, Illinois. They're not really present here. They just remotely rent it out for events on weekends. Janice and I stopped by this morning and talked to Sam in Planning and Zoning, just got to understand, hey, how is this even possible? Is this legit? Is this even legal? Short story is the way it's zoned, because it's zoned residential, it's built residential. Even though it's strictly an event space, it's zoned residential, and through Airbnb it can be rented out. So we've also followed up with Airbnb, raised our safety concerns. Of course, they're listed on our platform, so they get banned off Airbnb. They're going to have VRBO there right away. This weekend, on Saturday, the party was dispersed, and then they were still there on Sunday. I'm sure some of our officers know that they were called there. On Sunday night, they were well after 1 o'clock in the morning, fights, noise. We heard swearing and stuff all night long. That's the awareness of it. What our ask really is to take a look at how we're managing this. There's a very small amount of these rental properties that are short-term rental properties. This is an event space. It's not a house that people are showing up to visit with folks. It's a party space. And we think that we may need to update some of our regulations in town to say, how do we deal with this? Before we get 20 or 30 of them, we only have 2 or 3 of these that it applies to. So can we take a look at the town ordinances and regulations that allow for something like this, so that we can, it was really unsafe, like scary unsafe on Saturday night. All inner city kids from everywhere showing up. They had I think Sarah sent a listing of their email that they sent out to groups saying, hey, show up with your own bottle and your own weed, and we'll party here. So it was not a safe environment for a while. So anyway, that's all I know in overtime already. Just wanted to plant the seed and ask for some help with that. We'll run down what we can with planning and zoning. Already asked for at least a check of the permits to make sure they were filed correctly. And we spoke with Jenny over in the police department also, say we'll continue to call when we have issues so that nuisance is documented well.
We got police at the back of the room too, if you wanted to have any further conversation. Any thoughts from the village attorney?
Just off the top of my head, without researching it, my instinct is that the solution to this issue is not a zoning, or because state law has, you know, unfortunately, we hear this a lot. State law has constrained our power, local government's power, and one of the ways it has done so is to regulate short-term rentals, which we're generally not able to do. However, if it's a place, a disorderly house, things like that, there are other ways we can enforce against the property owner, and I think that's usually the best strategy, is to enforce our nuisance laws and things like that against the owner rather than and not to say you can't give tickets to the people who are creating, you know, the problem the night of, but usually to get to the root of the problem, you have to hold the owner of the property accountable.
It'll just happen. Yeah. So I think they're rented out for next week already, and I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
But I would encourage the neighbors to do what you've been doing, which is contacting the police, because the more, you know, record that the village has to rely upon of these incidents, the better, you know, equipped we will be to do something about it to the owner.
Absolutely. We'll continue.
Yeah, the more actionable we can be.
Can we look into
Can't, we're kind of off the agenda already.
Oh, I thought you asked for comments, so
No,
I had a
just asked
comment.
for a comment from the
Okay.
attorney.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Open meetings laws are something else that the state has, you know, regulated for local governments, and we're generally not able to discuss something that's not on the agenda for the meeting.
Fair enough.
We can have very limited response to public comment, but we can't have a broader discussion.
I completely acknowledge that, and we were just very lucky that we stopped in to talk to planning and zoning and saw the meeting was tonight. So we took the opportunity. So rather than wait a month, we're striking while the iron's hot, while it's really fresh in everybody's mind. The scar is still wide open for everybody in the neighborhood right now. So that's why we just wanted to make sure you guys were aware and can be, or so you don't find out about a month later.
Yeah, and that's why we explain it, especially for elected officials. There's laws about these agendas and that they're posted and they're public and they can only discuss things that were on the agendas. So that's why we don't engage with people generally, especially the trustees, because they're the ones that the law applies to. So,
Understood. I assume that's why I leave my contact information on there as well. That we can contact them.
thank you.
Be happy to do that, and I'm sure my other neighbors would be happy to do that too. Like I said, we canvassed the whole street and handed out my contact information so I can connect with all the other neighbors as well. So,
Appreciate your thoughts.
all right, thank you.
Anybody else willing to speak public comment? I've only got Mr. Finch signed up. Going once, going twice. Oh. Give me your paperwork, please. Just
Go to the podium and
podium, just where, where the other guy was speaking.
It's tricky.
Rodney, name and address for the record.
Address is 1514 Derby Avenue. I'm one of the people in Lake Park along the lake bank, and you told us that the reason our property taxes, mine went up 800% just on my land, that the reason that did that was because of a court case. Cannot find the court case. My neighbor's lawyer couldn't find the court case, and I can't find the court case. Could you tell me what court case you're talking about?
who told you that?
When I came in for when I came in to argue about 800% raise in my property tax, or in my value of my property.
I mean, if someone at Border Review told you that,
Yeah,
this isn't the Border Review, this is the Village
well,
Board.
they wouldn't give me the answer.
Yeah. I mean, my only instinct would be, and we can't have a big discussion here, we just explain that to the person before you, because we could only talk about things that are in the publicly noticed agenda. But I can briefly just say that, generally speaking, there's something called the Uniformity Clause in the Wisconsin Constitution that says that taxation has to be uniform for similar properties, so $1, you know, I can't really get into it too deeply in this forum, but if you want to, I can give you my information if you just hang out and we can talk about it outside the
Okay.
meeting.
And the other thing is, the data center that's going up, I just recently found out that the cooling water that they use in the data centers, they put PFAS in it, the forever chemicals, and Trump just lowered the standards on PFAS also. So are you guys gonna watch that and find out how much chemicals are gonna wind up back in Lake Michigan?
We don't, all water things are run through the city of Racine. We don't have a water utility in Mount Pleasant. So they're the ones that regulate water use.
Yeah, but you have the data center here.
No, and they use Racine's water. So the water utility through the city of Racine is the one that monitors.
So if the city of Racine is poisoning the people in Mount Pleasant, that doesn't matter?
That's not what he said.
We're saying we don't regulate anything to do with water use and what goes in the wastewater system because it's all through the city.
But you approved the data center.
Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
I think it's fair to let this gentleman know that the Racine Water Utility is going to be testing water. They are constantly testing water. But Mr. Smith is correct. We, as a board, do not have that purview or authority. But the Racine Water Utility has standards that they have to meet, and they will be testing it.
And Trump just lowered the standards also, so we'll have to.
So if
see
you
what
hang
happens.
around, I'll get your info and we can
Okay.
talk.
Okay, anybody else wishing to speak at public comment? Please bring your paperwork back up. Thank you. Sarah Bose.
Yes. Hi. I'm Sarah Bose. I live at 47 South.
Pull your microphone down a little bit. There you go.
Hi. I live at 47 South Emerson. So I actually have a shared driveway with the Airbnb. Our neighbor did come over and inform me that he was coming to the town meeting, and I wanted to stop by because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 3 kids. A lot of those people coming up and down my driveway, us not being able to get out of our driveway. My kids play in our yard. The second they'd walk out of the house, it smelled like a weed distillery place. Down my driveway, there are leftover bottles, cups, cigarettes, blunts, joints. You know, the cops did come several times, woke up my kids several times. People running from the house, coming through our yard to get to like the main road. It was just very unacceptable. So I just wanted to come and share me and my husband's concern. You know, I have kids there where I'm home all the time. It was well over hundreds of people there coming up and down the driveway. I go to church, and we hosted a Mommy and Me's group there. They started arriving at 3 o'clock. They were there till 5 in the morning. Cops came like 3 different times, didn't shut it down on Saturday. Came Sunday several different times too. So, and I did reach out to Airbnb and talk to the host. They said they would address it. Nothing happened. So I just wanted to come and share my concern as well.
Appreciate your thoughts.
The captain, the police captain.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, have a conversation with him.
okay.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak for public comment? We'll wait a minute.
I didn't hear Sarah's address. Could I ask to have that address repeated, please?
47 South Emerson Road. So yeah, I have a shared driveway. It's a private driveway. Only one that can get on it is me and the Airbnb people.
You want to bring it up to me? Oh, that's fine. Over to the podium. And your name and address for the record.
My name is Mary Ellen O'Shea. My address is 143 South Emerson Road, 53406. And I'm here tonight to voice my concern over the barn that is located at 39 Emerson Road. My first concern is the zoning, because we are zoned residential. And I don't understand how a business was able to come in, because that's what they're running as a business, even though every real estate site lists it as a single-family home, but it's being run as a business. We're not zoned for that, and I wonder how they were even allowed to build it. My second concern is if or how does the renter vet the people he's renting to? It was very concerning Saturday night. There were hundreds of people there, and you don't know who, and I am not paranoid, but I'm not naive. You don't know who's carrying these days and who isn't. And when there are groups of people and loads of cars and disregarding, the traffic, blocking the lanes, everybody getting out of their car, everybody talking, thank God it was all very calm, but it was concerning, because I don't know if you know where this place is situated, but you can always look on Zillow and it will show overhead shots. It's in the middle of a very open area, and all of our yards connect. So if the shit hits the fan and people scatter, they're running through my yard, they're running through, and there are young families, young kids and old ladies that live there. So I appreciate your concern to this matter.
Thanks for your thoughts. Are we good now? Anybody else wishing to speak publicly? No. Since we have nobody else here in chambers, we can close public comment and we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda as presented.
So I hear a motion and multiple seconds on the consent agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So the consent agenda is approved, and there being no other new business, we need one last motion.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
So I hear a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. So we stand adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.